Hey Patrick, just wondering if you can compare and contrast a little bit the styles of Justin and Davante Adams, how they're stacking up.
Those guys are very similar. Got similar body frames. Um, got almost kind of the same wiggle at the line of scrimmage. Those guys do a great job of setting up their routes. Uh, honestly, if you put them up next to each other, you're gonna see the same guy, in my opinion. Both of those guys are very competitive. Um, you know, yardage speaks for itself. Reception speaks for itself. Those guys are very, very close when it comes to comparing the two for sure.
Eric, then Chris.
Hey, Pat. I know you probably haven't played in a lot of cold weather games before, but what was practice like today, being outside, and what are you sort of expecting Sunday at Lambeau?
Practice was cool. It was cold, but it was cool. It was. I'm here now. I can't complain. I'm not a complainer, so it's nothing to complain about. It's just something I have to deal with. The good news about it is I know, how long I'll be out there Sunday for sure. I'll be out there approximately 4.5 hours. So um, I won't be counting down those 4.5 hours, but I definitely won't mind. Can't wait to get back into the locker room after the game. But for the most part, the coldest game I played in was actually in Green Bay in 2018. I can't remember the temperature, but we had like little snow flurries. We won that game. I think that was like our fourth game winning that year, surprisingly winning that ball game. But that was the coldest game I've ever played in my career.
Along those lines, Patrick, I mean, everyone always talks about how warm weather teams have a problem coming from, warm weather climates. But you guys are, even though you're in a cold weather climate, you are an indoor team. Does that make it a
Right.
little bit difficult, going to frigid Lambeau? I mean, they're far more used to those frigid games, the Packers, than you guys are.
Yeah, well, Craig, this is my first year here, and I can only imagine how it was for those guys. They had to play outside. I believe that was 2015. I remember watching that game, that Seattle playoff game. Don't see how those guys were able to survive that game right there. But like you said, the guys here don't, have many games outside, but coach try to do a good job of getting us mentally prepared by having practices outside, so it won't be a culture shock to us when we do step into that environment. So I believe that's why coach had us outside practicing today, so we can break in our seven studs, get used to the elements, and understand the elements as well, so we can go out there and play for that fast.
Andrew, then Don.
Hey, Pat, I wanted to ask you about Harrison Smith and just what's it been like playing with a guy who maybe has seen near as much or as much as you have in the league, and how has your relationship kind of grown with him this season?
Man, it's great to have a guy in the secondary room that has just about the same experience as you. We can talk the same language. Kind of reminisce on our early days coming into the league and how the league has changed drastically over the years. And we just understand each other. We obviously have a lot of games up under our belts. We understand and know what good football looks like. We understand if you do your assignment to your best of your ability, you can get good results. Yeah, our relationship has been awesome, man. It's been nothing but a pleasure to be here and be a teammate with Harry. Because I always watched this game from afar. Always been a big fan of Harry's ever since he came into the league. So it's quite an honor to finally be his teammate for sure.
Pat, from your perspective, how has this team grown? It's another night game on the national scene. You don't control your own destiny, but you guys have kind of been in, the underdog the season already before. How have you seen this team grow with those two things, kind of hanging over its head and now going to Lambeau?
Well, we have guys in here that just love the game. Obviously the results are not what we want, but you have guys coming into the building each and every day willing to work, willing to put the time in, that can, eventually help us to get dubs. And that's all you can ask for. I believe going through those experiences early on in the year, having it on tape, understanding, what we have to be good at in order for us to be, a good team, or in order for us to be where we want to be at the end of the year. But I think we have grown over the last, 4 or 5 weeks, in situational football. I believe we've gotten better each and every week, got better in the red zone each and every week. Just a couple other things that we continue to need to clean up. And hopefully those things can turn into dubs, and hopefully we'll see, after week 17, after week 18 actually, if we get invited or not.
We've got time for one more question for Pat. If anyone has it, go away.
What does Aaron Jones' ability to catch the ball out of the backfield do when they do get in the red zone and at other parts and junctures of the game?
Oh man, Aaron is he's definitely a dual threat running back. A guy that can catch the ball very well out of the backfield, utilizing the run game very highly between the tackles as well. We know he's a huge key to that offense, and to making it go, as well as Davante. We understand that that's their big three. Aaron, and Davante. So we understand that he has a big role in their offense, especially on third downs and in the red zone. They try to get the ball to their playmakers in those crunch time situations. So we understand that, Aaron is a special talent. He's going to be lined up every way. They're going to try to get him the ball each and every kind of way throughout this game. So we're prepared for it. Now it's just time for us to go out there and execute to the full to our potential, so we can, make enough plays to hopefully get a dub.